Chi-Chi stood alone, only staring at the sky as if she were still waiting for his voice, that voice that always said, "I'm fine." Victory was achieved, but its price was so heavy that joy did not dare come close. The Dragon Balls were gathered, and Shenron manifested. The first wish, Goten's return to life, a brief moment of happiness, an embrace, tears, a shy joy, because the one who should have smiled first was absent. The second wish, Trunks returned. Trunks came back and hugged Bulma, but his eyes searched for one person and did not find him. Only then did he understand Vegeta would not return. Joy faded once again.
The third wish remained. Everyone hesitated, but hope was stubborn. They stepped forward and asked, "Shenron, bring Goku back to us." A heavy silence fell. Then came the voice, firm, decisive. "I cannot. A power beyond my existence prevents it." They asked about Vegeta, and the answer was even harsher. "His fate has been sealed by a law that surpasses even the Dragon Balls themselves." Hearts broke, but Zeno stepped forward, gripping the necklace tightly. But Goku still exists, doesn't he?" Shenron raised his head and spoke in a different, deeper voice. "Goku is not in the world of the living, nor in the world of the dead. He is at a threshold point, beyond a barrier I cannot penetrate." Everyone was stunned. Then Zeno spoke. "Then what about my mother and my father? I want to see them." Shenron lifted his head and fell silent for a few seconds. Then, for the first time, he closed his eyes. A full minute passed without a word. Then, without uttering a single sound, light ignited in the dragon's eyes. Space trembled, and then Shenron vanished suddenly. At that moment, a soft light surrounded Zeno. Not an explosion, but an embrace. Everyone waited. 1 second, 2, but no one appeared. The light faded. Zeno, in a broken voice, "Where is my mother? I can't see her." Everyone looked around in disbelief. "This is unprecedented. Shenron does not make mistakes." Krillin, did the wish fail?" Before anyone could finish speaking, a beam of light descended from the sky, slowly, as if choosing its place. Then, 2 figures appeared. They stood there with solemn calm, an aura not of battle energy, but of purity. They were Zeno's parents. Everyone froze. Then, Zeno ran. He ran like a child who had finally returned home. He threw himself into their arms and cried, and they cried with him. The angels rejoiced. Even the wind changed. It became lighter, purer. Whis looked at Zeno's mother, the one who had raised the angels, and asked calmly, "But how did Zeno remember his parents? His memory was gone." The mother smiled for the first time, the smile of a mother who knows the secret, and said, "Because Shenron was not the reason we returned, I asked him for another wish, without announcing it, a wish to fully restore Zeno's memory."
Everyone's eyes widened. Then Ozarius, Zeno's father, stepped forward and said in a deep voice, "As for our return, it was thanks to the necklace. Goku planted our power within it. That is why we returned, without the need for a wish." Tears began to fall. Goku's memory filled every corner. Goten collapsed, crying. Zeno raised his head and smiled despite the tears. "I'm happy to meet you both, but without Goku, how will I live?" Ozarius looked toward the horizon, then said with shocking calm, "In truth, we are the ones who prevented Goku from coming at first. He did not die at all." The world froze, but the real shock was Goten's. A warm hand was placed on his head. He trembled. He turned slowly. There, standing, smiling,
with eyes the heart recognized before the mind. Goku. He did not die. He did not leave. He was only waiting. Not even a second passed after Goku appeared before Goten threw himself into his chest, an embrace unlike any other, as if he were trying to make sure that this body was real, warm, alive. Goten crying, "Dad, don't leave me again." Everyone stood motionless, wide eyes, trembling hearts. Chi-Chi ran toward him and embraced him fiercely, the embrace of a woman who believed she had been widowed forever. Gohan stepped forward and hugged his father with deep calm. In that moment, everything burst open, laughter and tears at the same time, as if the world itself had begun to breathe again. Zeno stood clapping with childlike joy, his eyes shining, but curiosity was stronger than joy. Krillin said, "But how? Everything exploded. In truth, I did not die. The necklace pulled my body directly into itself after the explosion, because this body was originally built thanks to it. There was a direct bond between me and it, and since Zeno's father's power was planted within it, and there was an energetic connection between us, manifestation became possible for them as well." Another moment of silence followed. Trunks said in a low voice, "But we're missing someone." Everyone lowered their heads. Goku sighed. "I know, but his body was not connected to the necklace, and so I couldn't bring him back." There was no loud mourning, only painful acceptance. Finally, Ozarius stepped forward, his voice carrying an unusual solemnity. "Goku, what you did goes beyond thanks. And now the time for the next phase has come. I will announce a time and a place. I want all of you to come with me." He turned specifically to Goku, "And I want you to come alone after that." Everyone was unsettled, especially Goten. Goku looked at Goten and said, "Just a little while, my son. I'll be back." And so everyone disappeared with Ozarius. Goku remained alone. He raised his head toward the sky. He was not afraid, but he knew that what was coming would change everything. The place lay beyond the measures of all worlds, a still sky glowing like Earth's sky, ground made entirely of clouds, as if it had never been touched by a single step before. The time had come. Goku was flying alone toward the agreed location, thinking to himself, "Ozarius said there would be 3 surprises. 3? It's hard to imagine anything after all we've been through, but if he's the one who said it, then it must be beyond expectations." At last he arrived at the palace, majestic, towering, unlike the palaces of kings, more like the very seat of truth itself.